To get to the point really quick, if your DRL looks like this, where your lower one is dimmed out, there's no way to fix this without taking the headlight off the car, baking it, opening it up, and then replacing a chip that's inside here. So I'll show you coming up how, when you take apart the headlight, how to be able to access the chip. So you can fix this top one if this is dimmed or out without disassembling the whole headlight. But like I said, for this one, you have to take the headlight out and you have to bake it and open up the headlight and disassemble it in order to fix this being dimmed out or out completely. Okay, so just wanted to give you guys an update to the prior video we did about the DRLs here for Audi A3, S3, RS3. So like we discussed here with this top DRL, so this is the back of the tube. So, and then this is the actual DRL chip here, and these are the LEDs. So if your upper part, the upper DRL is dim, more than likely this tube here is just melted from these LEDs. And all you need to do is polish the end of this tube off, and then it won't be dim anymore. If it's not working at all, then you need to replace this chip. And you probably want to clean these LEDs off too if this is melted, and you'll be able to clearly see that it's melted, but you'll have to remove the headlight from the car in order to take this chip off and take a look at this and see. Now the other issue a lot of people are having is with the lower part of the DRL here. So what I found is with this lower tube is there is a chip that goes onto the back side here. So that's the back side of the tube right there. So the only way to be able to access this is by baking the headlight in the oven, and then you'll have to remove this piece here, and then you can get the chip. So this is the actual chip for the lower DRL. So here's the part numbers here. So I looked this up. I couldn't find this anywhere. I found these on eBay used for about $300. So if your lower DRL is not working at all, more than likely you're going to have to replace this, and the only way to do that is to open up your headlight and bake in the oven and then disassemble this lower part here. Now if it's just dim, you probably have the same issue where these DRL lights melted onto the back of that tube here, and then you'd have to do the same thing to fix that, where you'd have to polish off the back of that. But in order to be able to even access this, you have to still take the headlight off the car, bake it in the oven, and disassemble everything, this part, in order to get to there. So there's no real way to fix this lower DRL, whether it's dim or completely out, without removing it and baking the headlight, unfortunately, because there's just no way to be able to access this, because this chip is bolted on to the back here, and then this is all bolted together. So just wanted to give you guys that information and kind of let you know what your options are in terms of being able to fix the upper DRL or the lower DRL. And I'll show you on my car right now, my upper one was dim, and I fixed that by polishing the rear of the tube. Now my lower one is now dim, and I guarantee it's probably the same thing where just the back side of this tube is dim. So, and there's just gonna be no way to be able to fix this lower DRL, like I said, without taking apart the whole thing and baking it in the oven.